I thought the idea that there'd be a complicity between these people, a kind of a sexual complicity, where, for example, at the beginning of the movie, he's wandering around looking for her and her boyfriend, Joel. And he's looking in at the party and she's disappeared outside, and he goes to a window and he sees her and the boyfriend making out. And there's a moment when she looks up to the window and she sort of knows that he's going to be watching. And it's a very bizarre and interesting moment, I think. And what's interesting on top of that is that rather than looking away and being embarrassed that she had been caught out by her husband, she turns back to the boy as if nothing has happened. So you get right from the off in the film, you get a sense that she's almost doing it for his benefit as well, which is sort of unusual. I enjoyed working with Janine enormously, Janine Opperwall. And we went to this house, and I love the floorboards. It's a bizarre thing to say, but what was great was that there was no carpets in this place. There was just these lovely floorboards. So I sort of chose the location because of the floorboards. And we didn't put any carpets down. I just thought it was sort of, as a look, I thought it was interesting. It had a great staircase, an outside staircase, sort of where at the beginning of the movie, she goes up the entire staircase and turns right, and he goes halfway up the staircase and turns left. So you have a distinct feeling that they're living in different parts of the house. So I loved that staircase. I loved it. The fact that it did say that they were living separately. I didn't want to do all of the sort of traditional New Orleans stuff, the funeral processions and a lot of. Although I did shoot a little bit in the French Quarter, I didn't want to beat it over the head. So that was something that was important for me, that it didn't become a kind of a tourist guide for New Orleans. Although I hope you get a taste for it. I mean, I like the bridge, for example, at the beginning. There's I don't know what the name of the bridge is, but it's terrific, and it's going over the river, so you get a sense of deep water, if you like, at the beginning of the movie. You know, there's a nice sort of, well, it's a drone shot, you know, coming upwards. It just moves upwards. I mean, Ben's a terrific actor. What I liked was his willingness to play somebody who was, unlike, you know, normally I see him as sort of ebullient and outgoing, and he was prepared for me to make this guy sort of a fairly introvert guy who's vulnerable and still and different, really, from a lot of the parts that he had played previously. And I thought it was very brave of him to do that. At times he said to me, it's not in my DNA, this is to do this. But it was, and I think I'm really proud of him. All I really like after a film is that I've made is that they will discuss it, that they won't necessarily agree, but I love the fact that they won't forget it by the next day, you know, or by dinner or whatever. And I've been lucky because I made a few movies where that's happened. You know, they're still talking about Fatal Attraction now, for example, I don't know, 9.5 weeks. So I've got lucky, and I hope that'll be the case with this. Because I think it's very eccentric, the movie, and I feel lucky to have made it, you know, because it is weird. I mean, it is weird. And that's good.